Hmm. Hi. Hello, hello, hallo, hallo, hallo. Wie geht's? Wie geht's? Wie steht's? Hello, 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 hello. We're starting pretty soon. What's the surprise? Vanity, hello. I'm trying something new today. I've played so much Silksong and I've edited so much Silksong that I won't play Silksong today. I'm trying what I'm trying. Hey, you're here. Nice. And I couldn't stream on the weekend because I had every day I had something going on. Hardy. Hardy. Bro, danke, Alter. Du geile Sau, du. Müssen wir auf Deutsch wechseln. Geiler Typ. Der ist doch das Größte. Kann man nicht irgendwie VIP machen? Holy shit. Wie in Englisch. Thank you so much. Holy shit. Alter. Holy moly. W's and everybody. Thanks for Hardy. Holy shit. Holy moly. Thank you, man. Okay. How do we start? Okay. Guys, do you know this game? Best start to a stream ever. Do you guys know this game? You're basically not allowed to press Alt F4. It's pretty nice and it has extremely big rage potential. All the big streamers played it again, I think. Now I'm dead. Okay. The video is almost done. I will probably finish tomorrow or the day after. Almost done, yeah. I'm right now at Mount Fay. Mount Fay took a bit longer. It's basically you are not allowed to press Alt F4 or rage quit this game. And I'm trying to play all these type of games, like you probably know Jump King, in a row. Yep. And it's just practice. It has extremely big rage potential because it's so hard and just unfair. It's pretty fun actually. Do you know Jump King or Getting Over It or a difficult game about climbing or Markov Radiant? You probably know Markov Radiant. Bro, I'm better than I expected. I played this game a while ago. I played this when basically everyone was playing it. I believe you can... Yeah. This is kind of a skip. Do you know Jump King? Boah, das ist geil, Hardy. Ich schreibe morgen eine Arbeit. I'm writing an exam tomorrow, the first one of this whole semester. These are checkpoints. Okay, I missed it. He is ill, and that's why he won't go to school tomorrow. And he's ill till Thursday. No, no, no! I have beaten the 5th Pantheon. And this... Okay, we can change the music. Yeah, I've beaten him. And I'm writing an exam tomorrow. And I'm writing it in English, so... you don't have to practice for English or learn. In Germany, you would say it's a Selbstläufer. Now we gotta check. Okay, checkpoint gone. Keine Grammatik mehr. I think, I'm not sure, I have to comment on a book and also like zusammenfassende Inhalt. But the problem is that I did not read the book, so I don't know what's going on in there. Yeah. And we can't bring the book into the... This game is difficult for me, yeah? I mean, I have not finished it yet. But the music... Did not get the checkpoint, nice. I'm not sure. Can we jump over there? Please shut up, set up, come on, come on, come on. Okay, we're dead. It's pretty hard. Okay, we can play third person. Okay, tell me, how was your day? Everyone. I hope it was fantastic. I can show you what I already have edited about the video. I'm basically... And do you guys want to see some pack openings? Holy skip. Holy skip. Pokemon cards. Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm planning to buy some. Because Pokemon celebrated its 30th birthday, and I believe a new set will come out, and I want to open it. Let's go here. Pure skill, no luck. Okay, now again. Yeah, but I won't make a video if I open some $30 packs. Only when the pack itself costs 30 gold. They are okay. I like the Gekwa, the water one, the most. Thank you, Vanity. I like them. They are way better than the last ones. I mean, the starters of the 8th and 9th generation are way worse. Okay, now we jump. Gekko is my favorite, yeah. I think we have to jump on the second one and don't jump on the third. A pet robot? So like a robot is a pet? Okay, nice, we did it. Yeah, I don't have them yet. I will buy them. Okay, this is a bit harder. I'm not sure if you have to jump through there. Yeah. Like, bro. What's your death? What do you mean by that? Oh, we just have to get lucky here. Oh, we got the checkpoint, nice. Okay, good job. My favorite Pokemon, Ho-Oh. Yeah. Ho-Oh. Basically, every Pokemon from Gen 2. I really like Gen 2. Oh, yeah, oh. Umbreon, Tonopto, Typhlosion. Favorite starter, Typhlosion, yeah. Typhlosion. I forgot the name of it, of Feuerriegel in English. Yo, crap! I'm very, very sorry that we didn't play Among Us on weekends, but I really couldn't. Is Rocky the one from which gen? The 6th? Yeah, the 6th one. Who evolves into Kajutsu. Bulbous. Yeah. Oh, come on, man. Talon is nice, yeah. Yeah, probably every starter till the 8th generation is nice. We have to see. I think you can't really say if this start of the new gen are good. You haven't seen the last evolution yet. Good. But every starter until the 8th generation is peak. After that, pure garbage. Okay, I'm not quite sure how this was possible. Not like that. I mean, I like Umbreon. Basically every Pokemon of the 2nd and the 4th generation is my favorite ones. Some of the 5th, 1st, 2nd, but other than that, yeah. I also thought about doing some Nuzlockes, like some streamers in Germany are doing them. a 2v2 Nuzlocke with my brother and Justin, maybe. Wait, yeah. Probably just have to dash over there. Like Trimax and Strobler doing them. Like a 2v2 or just a Nuzlocke. I should play Among Us. Yeah, but I will do a harder Nuzlocke. Like a Soul Link with Justin and Falcono. That would be perfect. Yeah. Don't let crap hear that. Yeah, you can't dash over there. No, don't fall in the water. Which generation? Which generation should we play? I'm thinking about the second one, remake, Hard Gold so Silver, the fifth one, or Leaf Green and Fire Red. So fifth, second, basically fourth, or third. I mean, the fifth one is the hardest because there are just more Pokemon. The new starters are all pretty good actually, but if they just evolve... I mean, look at the water starter of the 9th generation. The first evolution was... the first Pokemon of the evolution line was Peak with its hair. But the last... it's like a turkey. It's a turkey and it's so awful, so... oh, we did it. Can't really evaluate how good the starter is if you haven't seen the last evolution yet. That's not easy. Yeah, Quax is crazy. What? Bro. Oh, what are you doing? My favorite type... hello Bernardo, by the way. My favorite type... Steel... Dark... Rock... I don't have a favorite type, I can't say that. I can't say one. I like the bulky defense one who like have heal moves and toxin, so they can poison the enemy and the other Pokemon and just heal against and then just kill them over time and they won't die. Like Zwirklaw with Evolead or Milotic. But favorite type, probably Steel is nice. I mean, it's really not the type, it's more the type combination and how cool the Pokemon looks like. Come on, man. Oh, quite a good save. Can anybody tell me how to comment on a book? No. Okay, ja. Einleitung auf Verschluss. Like every time. I know Brawl Stars, yeah. I have played it, but only in school. Before rank 30 was something special. So before it's like you can easily get 1000 trophies. I got Cordelius to 1000, but other than that I'm pretty bad. Nightman, yes. Hey, was geht? Ich bin neu. I haven't missed it. Easy peasy. Right now I'm not quite sure how to continue anymore. Oh, okay, now I know it. Okay, all fine, all fine. No, you have to... Unlucky. But okay. You know what's crazy? I knew Tim Geo before the hype. I'm so goddamn bad. Come on, man. I watched Tim Geo 3 years ago. 2 years. Started watching 2 years ago because I actually like Yu-Gi-Oh much. I have my own cards and I watched him. Yeah. So I was very confused when he blew up. Of course, I can show you. Tim Geo's. I watched the videos from 1.5 years ago because I'm into Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah. I just saw his Yu-Gi-Oh Time verändert sich Video. If we can reproduce these clips, maybe I will become the Tim Geo of YouTube stream. One to my yes. But I think he didn't become fame because of how he is, just because he's like, can you say retarded? No. He has an illness, yes. Which makes him look younger and talk different. Come on, man. That makes him sound like a child, even if he's 33. No. Look, I'm the 6th knight. Whoa. You have to go, no. Bye, Vanity. You also have to go. Everybody has to go now. Bye bye. Have a good day. But before you go, say W or good job or anything like that to Hardy. And this is not I'm not pleasing you to do it, I'm commanding you to do it. Yeah, crap, you're still here, that's nice. Good night. Yeah, thank you. In the hierarchy, Hardy is now the top person. He can command you. If he says something, you have to follow him. Yeah. You're the king, basically. No, you're the prince. I'm the king. Yeah. What happened? Help me! Okay, then we play first person. Okay, okay. Then you have to send the middle. Okay, I have to jump a bit more earlier. Like that, exactly. Thank you. Finally. Speedrun now. No, slow and steady. Go drop. Swap over here. And now just wait. Yeah. I mean, yeah, why not? Is it hard? I just heard of Celeste that you have to, that is pretty jumping, just jumping, moving. Okay, we got it. That is crazy. The fun is already fainting. Okay, Hardy. If I play one more time, I will show you what I've already edited. I don't know where he is. I mean, it's 2 p.m. 14 Uhr. Und maybe he's in school, maybe. Okay. I won't end. Boom. Boom. Yeah. Are you ready? You know the intro, but I will just play it. You have to tell me if you can hear anything. Nope. And then okay. Ready? Let's go. Silksong, a game we've been Hollow Knight Silksong, a game we've been waiting for a very long time. And it finally released almost half a year ago? Where did all the time go? But in the end, the wait was worth it. Silksong is a game that feels alive. Every character has their own story. The lore is incredible. And the game is even harder than its predecessor, Hollow Knight. And one reason for that could be the combat. Maybe because almost everything deals double damage? Okay, but that's another topic. But if you take a closer look at the title, something becomes obvious. The game is called Silksong, and not without reason. Because one thing defines almost everything you do in this world. Silk. Silk is one of the most important resources in the entire game. You can compare it to mana or to soul in Hollow Knight. You use Silk to heal, you use Silk for Silk skills, you use Silk for important abilities like Clawline or Needleline, abilities without which the game seems to be impossible to play through. You notice Silk is very important. So if Silk is that important, I ask myself, is it possible to beat Hollow Knight Silksong without using Silk at all? So the only but extremely restricted rule for this challenge is simple. If something costs Silk, it's not allowed. And that's where the real problems start. Because without Silk, important parts, especially in the beginning of the game, suddenly become impossible. And very early on, you'll see exactly why. And that's why I made one and only one exception to this rule to make this challenge possible. I will tell you the exception once we get to the point where it matters. I forgot to mention the second rule. This challenge is completely glitchless. And I will not make an exception for that. And with the rules out of the way, we're not playing Silksong anymore, we're playing just Song. And now enjoy the video. By the way, this playthrough alone took me almost 30 hours, and that's without any editing. So I think that alone earns me a sub. But now, let's finally start the video. You don't know how long this took. The run starts in Moss Grotto, where the game forces you to bind right at the start. So, challenge already over? Of course not. The bind doesn't cost any silk, and you're forced to do it, so it doesn't break the rules. And this means, also for the future, every time I use an ability or something that would cost silk, but for any reason, for example if an animation is played, it doesn't, it's allowed. But anyway, Moss Grotto itself is nothing special. It's a pure tutorial area where you become familiar with the controls, fight a few enemies and learn the basics. You can't really mess anything up here. And soon after some walking, I reached the first tutorial boss, Moss Mother. She's really easy to defeat, and at this point there are no problems at all. And after I defeated her, Hornet has a short episode, and once that is over, I talked to this very friendly lady, and just like that, I arrived in Bone Bottom. And this is where the first real problem will show up, but anyway, we're not there yet. So, in Bone Bottom, I say hello to Sherma, and pray at the gate to open the gate up. Yeah, guys. Yeah, your gate will open if you sing. But it doesn't work. So I head upward instead. Fight one of those beast flies, clears a small gauntlet room, and trust me, much harder gauntlets are still coming later. And this is just the beginning. So after now really opening the gate for Sherma, I continue upward to the Bell Beast. The path is not hard, just move up. But before you can free the Bell Beast, because he's hanging in silk threads, you need to get the first silk skill of this challenge, which you can get right here. But as you're already thinking, bro, you can't use 6 skills. And that's why this is such a big problem. Because to progress from here, the game expects you to use this silk skill. Because with this silk skill, you can destroy the silk threads, free the Bell Beast, get a silk card, and then unlock fast travel. Also, you can activate the first great bell. And that bell is required to unlock the last judge later, who guards the citadel. And without activating this bell, the last judge cannot be reached at all. So if I can't free the Bell Beast, the last judge route is completely off the table. And fighting last judge is the normal way to get to Act 2 to finish the game. Because without getting to Act 2, you obviously can't finish the game. And if I can't free the Bell Beast, I would have to find another way. And additionally, freeing the Bell Beast allows you to be carried away by Wardenfly, which takes you to this lab. And from there you could get Phaeton Cloak, which is double jump. But here's the problem. Silk Spear is not called Silk Spear for no reason. And as you already know, it costs silk. And I hope you didn't forget the rules, but this means I obviously can't use it. And because of that, the Bell Beast will remain trapped forever. And I also can't be captured to be taken to the slab.
And this
So
is
many
my first time
options
watching it,
are
watching the
off
whole
the table.
thing. I don't know how it
So
rhymes.
what now? The only option is to go back. So I return to
Now
bomb
look at
bottom,
this animation.
sit down on this bench and check the map for alternative paths. At the marrow, where the Belbeast is trapped, there aren't any more ways. But if you look at the map a bit more closely, you notice that there's another exit on the left side of bomb bottom. And this exit leads to the warm ways. And this also means this is the last hope for this challenge, because the other ways are completely blocked. And because of that, I went there, because it's the only path left. Reaching the warm ways is fairly straightforward. From the Belbeast area you go left, pass back through Moss Grotto, pogo off 2 enemies, run by this extremely annoying boss that serves no purpose. Yeah, I just hate him. And eventually reached a locked door. Next problem. This door requires a simple key, and this would be a huge problem, but, and I wouldn't talk like this, you can actually buy it from this kind NPC in bomb bottom for just 500 rosaries. Problem instantly solved. And for those who don't know what rosaries are, why did you click on this video? But anyway, rosaries are the main currency of the game and are dropped by enemies. The bigger and the stronger the enemy is, usually the more rosaries you will get. There's also shell shards, which are another item which are dropped by killing enemies, used to refill tools later on. So, how do we get the 500 rosaries? The answer is pretty simple, just kill enemies. But as I found out, and because my chat told me, there is a quick and simple farm spot near the Belbeast. How does it go? So, you sit on this bench, walk left, kill these 2 enemies that make hilarious sounds. They will always drop 10 rosaries together. After that, return to the bench to respawn them and repeat this 50 times. Now fast forward, and once you have 500 rosaries, you can just go back to bomb bottom, buy the simple key, and finally go back to warm ways and open up the door with the just bought simple key. And just like that, I can enter the warm ways. But almost immediately, after wandering a bit around in the warm ways, you encounter this gap that you simply can't cross normally. Jumping doesn't work, pogoing on spikes doesn't help either, and this is where the first skip of this challenge comes in. Cocoonscape. So quick explanation. When Hornet dies in Hollow Knight Silksong, the game spawns a cocoon, essentially a body, at a specific predefined location. And when you now go back to the location where you died, there's a cocoon which you can pogo off to reach higher areas, which I completely need right now. However, the cocoon doesn't spawn exactly where you die, but only at fixed points within certain zones, which is some sort of a problem, because it doesn't spawn here, but a bit down here, which is where even with the cocoon I still couldn't reach high enough. Now a quick interlude from the editing department. I just found out you can actually do it just takes time and is way harder, so maybe ignore the next 1 or 2 sentences. And that's where heal skips become necessary. Wait, did I say heal skips? Doesn't healing use a silk? I thought it's not allowed, which is probably what you're thinking. And this is where the only exception comes in that I mentioned in the intro. Because normally, players who are trying the no silk challenge would just glitch their way to clean grip, the wall jump, and continue from there. Because otherwise it's just not possible to continue without using silk. But because this challenge is glitchless, and I mean completely glitchless, maybe not completely glitchless, but yeah, no hard glitches, but anyway, heal skips are the only viable workaround. So I made this new rule along the way. Heal skips are allowed until I reach clean grip, because in my opinion, I didn't want to just use 6 spear to free the Belbeast, even if that would mean fewer silk uses. Because my thinking was that this is exactly what the game intends. And healing here to skip the gap is completely not game intended. And using heal skips is, in my opinion, far more honest than using glitches or just use 6 skills as the game intended. So this challenge isn't really beating Silksong without using any sig at all, but beating Silksong without using any sig at all as the game intended until clean grip. But anyway, how does the heal skip work for now? A heal skip works like this. When you activate heal mid-air, your vertical movement is briefly frozen, while you can still press to the side where you want to go, which lets you travel slightly further than a normal jump would allow. This shows it pretty well. I mean, for me, showing is always more explaining than really explaining. Credits to sample. And using the cocoon skip and heal skips together, which I know now you could have just used the cocoon, I slowly work my way upward. Now, for a short section, you don't need any more skips. It is possible with the normal movement, but you also have to be careful not to die, because somehow nearly everything in this game deals double damage. After this short section, I get to here. And here is another major obstacle. Now here are two instead of one massive gaps. They clearly weren't designed to be crossed without dash or anything like that. But of course, it is still possible. But to understand, I will explain something again. Trust me, the explaining of skips will stop after some time into the challenge. If you die on a non-fixed platform, the game keeps your respawn point in the same general area. Because like with cocoons, the respawn points are fixed points, so you don't respawn exactly where you die. And by performing now a here skip to here you really have to use here skips to this time, and then dying, I can put my respawn point to this platform. After that, I drop back down, avoid touching fixed platforms to not lose my respawn point, farm silk from this enemy below, because to heal you need a full silk meter, and then after some times I respawn above with full silk again. And now I can just simply perform a second here escape to get to this platform, and just like that I've managed to bypass these three big gaps without using game intended silk. And now the rest of the warm ways can again be done with normal movement, but it's not quite done yet. I mean, the rest to get to Sherwood is easy, but it's not done yet. Because from here you get to Bellheart and also you get something else, but more on that later. So now to get to Sherwood, I just need to perform a few more careful jumps and enemy pogos, something that I've already done, and now I finally reach Sherwood. Instantly the first thing I did is to buy a bench, because dying here would mean repeating the warm way setup from scratch, which would be extremely painful. But why no Sherwood? Sherwood is the area where you normally obtain the wall jump, clean grip, and I couldn't go anywhere else. And thanks to my skips, and especially thanks to Blue, who showed me how this was even possible, I managed to completely bypass the Bell Beast and eliminate the first massive roadblock of this challenge. If you're wondering who Blue is, Blue was a chatter of mine, and you can also be a chatter of mine, because I streamed this whole challenge live here on YouTube nearly every day at 2:15 PM EST time. Feel free to come in, but now let's get back to the video. Now after some walking to the right, I can easily reach Bellheart, sit down on this bench, relax, because the biggest roadblocks are just awaiting me. First face down, what you thinking? Alright, now that we've arrived in Bellheart, it's time to move on. The next step was actually pretty simple. Farm the next abilities in order to defeat the Widow, and eventually reach the Citadel. So first I wanted to get Ritter's Cloak, which is in Far Fields, and then plan to return to the Marrow and Deep Docks to also obtain Swift Step. So to get to Far Fields, I just need to get out of Bellheart, go through Greymoor, nothing important happens here so I just skip it, and reach this point and go... Wait, why is that closed? Well, maybe the game doesn't expect you to come here from the wrong side. I mean, it's probably not game intended to come here from the warm ways. Because normally you open up this path with Drifter's Cloak, which means I can't go through there. Okay, then we have to switch up the plans. First get Swift Step and then Drifter's Cloak. So I need to head back to Bellheart, because actually you can reach the Marrow from Bellheart. And this is how it goes. You have to go to the fast travel station of Bellheart. Then instead of calling the Bell Beast, which I also can't in this playthrough, go to the right, where a secret path opens up. Then you just go downward, and then you can go... Oh, I also can't get up here. I need wall jump. So we have to go up again. Do I really have to go all the way back to Bombottom and start all over again? No. Because an attentive viewer would remember that I mentioned earlier that you can obtain wall jump in Sherwood, which is right next to Bellheart. And with wall jump, I can get up here. So the new plan is simple. Get clean grip, wall jump, then use it to reach the Marrow from Bellheart, and from there collect Swift Step and Drifter's Cloak. So let's get to Sherwood. After some walking in Sherwood, you get to here, and this room contains clean grip. Not here, but up here. But in order to get clean grip, you need to go to the next room where a boss awaits you. Sister Splinter. Barely defeated her, first try. But actually, before you get to Sister Splinter, you have to do a skip. And really a skip. But you have to change how far you get with your jumps. And I haven't told you about that yet. This section looks pretty easy, just pogo on these flowers. But actually, if you pogo on the last flower and try to reach the edge of the platform normally, you can't reach it without heal skips or cocoon skips. But actually if you do a down pogo mid-air after you poke it on the last flower, you gain extra reach and then you can reach the platform without any skips. And this will also happen in the future, because with the down pogos mid-air I can get further as with a normal jumping. So after that, and I will keep it short because you all know the path, I continue left, dodged the plants that tried to zidane me, went down, then left again, poked on a plant to get extra reach, then another flower, and I'm in the next room. Nothing special happens here, so I can just simply go into the next room. And now we're in this room. This room is slightly harder than the other ones, because there are again multiple large gaps where you would normally need dash. But how do we get through here?
Hardy, are you still there? There.
You go left and let this enemy damage boost you upward, which gets you to the edge of the platform where you can climb up. So first gap done, then dodge the attacks again. Now we are at the top. Now for me I just have to poke the flower and then pogo again mid-air to gain extra reach, as I've already did before. And that clears the next gap as well. So the hard room is now done. Yeah, I mean it wasn't that hard, but you get what I mean. After that, nothing particularly special happens. Just a few more flower pogos mid-air, and we finally reach cling grip. Cling grip collected. Finally, wall jump. And that means we can now finally reach the marrow. But it also means something else, because from now on, no more heal skips. And from now, you could say, the real challenge truly begins. So now with cling grip in our inventory, we can go back down to Belhard to the fast travel station and take the secret path again. But first, why do I even need to get down here? I need to get all the abilities which I needed for the normally need dash. Now for me, we finally reach cling grip.
We need to add some background music.
Cling grip collected.
But
finally,
I'm not sure
wall
what
jump.
I should add.
And that means we can now finally reach the marrow. But it also means something else, because from now on, no more heal skips. And from now, you could say, the real challenge truly begins.
Some music is needed, but I don't know.
So now with cling grip in our inventory, we can go back down to Belhard to the fast travel station and take the secret path again. But first, why do I even need to get down here? I need to get all the abilities which I needed for the gamble, but more on that later. And also to eventually reach the citadel, because without the abilities you get down here, you can't reach it. And this time, where I previously couldn't get up, I can now climb up using wall jumps. Now I just open a few shortcuts, dodge some enemies, and just like that, we are on the side of the marrow where I can finally continue. And this is the side you normally reach after freeing the Bell Beast, which means all that extra effort earlier till now was only necessary because I couldn't free that little guy. So, what now? Obviously get Drifter's Cloak, which is here, and Swift Step, which you can get here. Swift Step is fairly simple to obtain. It's located here. So I went there, but on my first route I had many problems. I initially tried taking the path through Hunter's March, but because of a bit of a skill issue, I couldn't progress there. I mean, that gauntlet room is actually insanely difficult. And because of that, I even had to defeat the Radiants. But that's not important right now, and you would have seen the reason for that in the stream. So instead, I went back down to Deep Docks, then up here to the right, and further up. I will keep things short, because I hope you all know the path. And somewhere along the way, another gauntlet room awaits me here. This one is much easier. And after clearing it, nothing stands in the way of collecting Swift Step. Finally dash. I'm finally faster now. First ability check. The next ability is Drifter's Cloak, which you obtain in far fields from this friendly seamstress. Getting into far fields is also simple now that we have dash. I don't have to use any silk, I just had to defeat lace ones, but nothing really happens here, so I'll just skip right ahead to the seamstress. You just take the path over here. To get Drifter's Cloak, I need to accept the Pinstress quest, which you can accept here. And everyone probably knows what you have to do there. Kill these enemies and collect these things. And after I completed the quest, I now have Drifter's Cloak. So now both required abilities for later progression are secured. After I got Drifter's Cloak and Swift Step, I headed back to Belhard to get one of the most important ability of this entire challenge, Needlin. To get it, I have to defeat the Widow. who is located right next to Sister Splinter. So instead of going to the left where Sister Splinter is, I go to the top right, then go through here, go through this little maze, now drop down, and now the fight against the Widow begins. And the fight is already over. I mean, these bosses really aren't difficult, and I don't want to make a big section about it. So now with the Needle, Drifter's Cloak and Swift Step in the inventory, the real gamble can finally begin. Now the gamble. This is probably my favorite part. After I got the Needle and obtained Drifter's Cloak, Dash and Cling Grip, the next big question was, what now? Because to actually finish the game, I somehow need to reach the Citadel, and that's where the real problem starts. There are two ways into the Citadel. The first one is by beating the last judge, but to unlock that path, you need to activate all 5 Great Bells. And that's impossible for me, because one of those bells is locked behind the Barbies, which I obviously can't free, because that would require using Silk. So the last judge route is completely off the table. The second option is going through Sinner's Road, then the Mist, and finally beating the Phantom to enter the Citadel. But there's another problem. To reach the Phantom, you have to have the Needle in, and normally... Also bei den Fähigkeiten... Was meinst du die Stimmen? Ich finde die eigentlich ziemlich gut. You also need to play the Needle in, so the small creatures guide you through the mist. But playing the Needle in also costs Silk. So that route shouldn't be possible either, right? But what if I told you there's another way to reach the Citadel without using Silk at all? And here's how it works. You actually only need 2 things. What happened there? Yeah. I have to add, the last thing I have to do, now, this is just reaching the Citadel. After reaching the Citadel, I have the scripts for Last Preparation, then Mount Fae done, then High Oats is also done, and the last one is also done. I just have to edit them together. And I also have to fix this audio problem and also add some background music, because for background music it's kind of boring. But let's see. I have to look out. I will probably just do the adding of music with you guys, because I'm not quite sure which music to add where. Yeah, but that's basically it. I'm trying this now 3 more times, and after that I will end the stream, because I will watch something with my parents. This was a pretty nice stream. I love you, Hardy. What do you want from me? I will do everything. Should I activate my face? Should I do a body cam and write your name on my body? But you have to be aware, this is a monthly subscription. That is quite funny, man. I can't hit the left click. Come on. First out of 3 done. My leg is bleeding. Why is my leg bleeding? Speedrun. It's good, man. A bit. Do you think I should add background music, or is it okay though, like that? And you have to promise me that you watch the whole thing. On 0.25 speed with captions, yeah. Probably spät yet. But what I have to be careful that I don't add music that I get copyright strike, because I want to make money with that video, and it should fit. But the first part is the more harder one. I can just add the Team Cherry music, but I have to see which is fitting. Okay, which one do you think fits? In the first part, like where I talked about the start on how to get out of the marrow? And which music fitted on the other parts? Ja? Ja, das habe ich auch gerade gesagt. Wiederholung. Muss ich auch noch verbessern. Ich habe ja noch die Woche Zeit. Oh, Haircut. I have to see where the... Okay, let's jump over it. I have to see where the... The sound is perfect. I thought it was too quiet. Oh, it's double sound. I forgot to change the music. Yeah. Have you do you have I had two. Ich habe zwei Audiospuren gleichzeitig angehabt. Do you have any ideas where did this repetition was the most? Where should I cut it out? I mean, to cut out repetition is pretty easy. Just cut out the section. Come on. Wait. Yeah. Lucas, do you see what Hardy bought? You're not the only member now. And he didn't just buy the Knighted package, he bought the Radiant Knighted, the most expensive one, so he is above you. If he says something to you, you have to follow him. And Lucas, I made plans to stream with you without your consent. No, I just want to say thank you. I made plans with you without your consent. We have to play Pokemon Soul Link Challenge with Justin. Threesome. We have to, or maybe if we find one other guy, we can make a 2v2 Soul Link challenge. Do you know if there's someone? I have a friend, but I don't know if he wants to play. For example, me and you against Justin and Hardy, I don't know. Or against... I don't know. But we have to all have to have face cams for that. Either the 4th generation, Hard Gold to Silver, Fire Red Leaf Green, or the 5th generation, Black and White 2, which we already played. Did you already ask him? Are you on the DC? But he has to have a face cam. Why is Justin dabei? How do you know that? Look how cool would it be if we were a streamer trio? Okay, GG. Alle 4. Where is this Justin? You're in the call with Justin, okay, okay. I see how it is. This game is black, I Alt 4 it. Okay, I have to cut out the repetition, I have to add some background music. Jona überlegt, oh, das wäre nice. Ja, aber mit Facecam, ne? Ihr seid eh gerade unter, also kann ich da schreiben. Can I... Ja, ich join mal. Ich werde den... Hardy, ich danke dir von vollem Herzen für diesen Einkauf. Lukas, ich komme gleich mal DC. Ich werde den Stream jetzt beenden. Hat Spaß gemacht. Wir werden vielleicht das, was ich jetzt hier gemacht habe, weitermachen. Aber das habe ich jetzt einfach nur auf Füllung gemacht, falls man kein Content hat. Und ja, danke fürs Zuschauen. Ich hoffe, wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal. Morgen kein Stream. Donnerstag wieder nächster Stream. Thursday next stream, 2:15 p.m. EC time for us Europeans 2015. Bro, du hast sehr viel gemacht. Gut, du bist immer dabei.